Hi, my name is Felicia Moore, and I am part of the Merola class of 2017. I was a bit of a late bloomer to opera, admittedly. I saw my first opera when I was about 16, and I went to the Met and saw Le Nozze di Figaro, and I hated it. um, I ended up sitting next to this wonderful woman who just said, you're probably too young and you don't have the patience to quite understand what's great about this yet. And she was totally right. Um, I started going to more operas and appreciating it more, but I would say that it was more towards my junior and senior year of my undergrad. I went to Westminster Choir College, and of course, I did so much choral singing. And by that time, it was starting to not feel great, to be honest, to sing in that way. Whereas singing opera started to feel incredible, and it started to feel really freeing. And it was just clear that that's what was such a great fit for my voice. So my real pursuit of opera and my love of opera totally came from a vocal standpoint. Like, that is what my voice wanted to do, and I wanted to figure out how to pursue it from there. I know this is a pretty basic answer, but it's just true. Callas, Maria Callas. I was completely obsessed with her once I started falling in love with opera. I remember buying this 2 CD disc set called The Passion of Maria Callas, and I would listen in my discman with my headphones and scream along to her singing constantly. I was so obsessed with her. I was so obsessed with how her sound really got to the heart of whatever she was singing about. I had no idea what she was saying. I didn't know the context of the operas at the time, but I absolutely knew what she was trying to convey. Oh, to pick one is hard. But probably my highlight of my summer at Merola was the grand finale. I mean, I was so lucky, and I got to sing Die Teure Halle for the grand finale, and I, I just remember feeling like I was on fire. I was so excited to be singing that music on that stage with that orchestra on this really cool Turandot set at the time. There was this really epic staircase. And it was just such a joy to get to sing that there. And it was such a perfect way to end what was such an incredible summer. So I think something that is talked a lot about in conservatory education is about how when you are having a career in opera, how you need to be really adaptable and pliable and figure out how to communicate with different directors and conductors constantly when you're switching jobs, which is true. And it's something that is really almost impossible to practice without doing it. And what is so great about Merola is that you're doing a lot of different shows, you're doing a lot of different master classes, working with a lot of different coaches and voice teachers. And so you are constantly figuring out how to communicate and work with different people all the time, and figuring out how to be adaptable while really not sacrificing your own artistic integrity and what you're working on. And you're doing it in this shorter amount of time, so you're doing it almost every day. But you're also doing it with people in the industry who are so excited to have that conversation and to help us bridge that gap as young artists, from young artist to young professional. So I found that extremely valuable while I was at Merola, because it was something that was kind of daunting before to me to try to figure that out. And now it's easily my favorite part of that process, is that those first few days where you're figuring out how can we all accomplish the same goal together. I love to bake, which was definitely a pandemic discovery with a lot of time on my hands. I really love to read. I really value my time outside, hiking and walking, and I really love practicing yoga. Coffee. 100% coffee every day, first thing, most important. I mean, it's so weird to even say, like, I recently made my Met debut. It was incredible. Um, yeah, I remember sort of the week leading up to my debut. Like, every time I would take the train, I would randomly start crying because I was just so excited. Every day, I was just so thrilled. Um, and it was an incredible experience. My God, it's such a fun show, and I so rarely get to do fun and funny shows. And the whole rehearsal process, like, all of my colleagues were so fun. Like, we just had such a blast every day at work. Um, and this is a production that is geared towards families and kids around the holidays. So it also felt, to be honest, important to make sure that we are bringing along this next generation of either opera singers or opera goers or both. Um, so it felt like it was important that we do a really great job with that show. So next up, I will be heading to Florida at the end of the month, the end of January, to do some Beethoven 9 performances with the Florida Orchestra. And then in March and April, I'm back at the Met covering an Electra. And then I have a bunch of other concerts and stuff coming up. If you feel so inclined, you can check out my website, feliciamoore.com, or follow me on Instagram or on Facebook to see what I'm up to next.